I write on this, and my target audience is for doctors. So I translate medical research for doctors so that they can use it in their clinical practice. Because let's be honest, doctors are just as busy as nurses, and they do not have time to look at the clinical research every single week. So I do it for them, and I write it for them to make it much shorter, and I pull out those big points, those big pictures for them. Nurses can also write policies and procedures for hospitals based on our clinical knowledge, which is a really unique role. A theme you'll hear time and time again is that nurses are field experts, and that's really drawing on that field expert concept right here. So we'll be using our background in the nursing field to create policies and procedures on evidence-based practices to support our people still in the clinical practice, which is really cool to see that collaborative nature right there. We can also do writing for outpatient clinics like medical spas, so we can write websites for them, we can write advertisements for them, we can do social media campaigns, which is super fun. You can write LinkedIn posts, Facebook posts, Instagram posts. So if you like shorter deliverables, if you love social media, there's definitely a spot for you. I think it's really important to remember that medical writing isn't just about super dense textbooks that you're writing or like regulatory documents for medications to get approved. It can also be really lighthearted, and you can be writing Instagram posts for people, which I've done before too. Those are really short deliverables, they're punchy, they're fun, so you don't have to get locked down into these really long deliverables either. You can also write the websites and the landing page from start to finish. It's important to remember that you're not the one designing them, you're just the one writing them. So if you're not that creative with the design process, you don't have to be. You're just sending in the text, that's all. Any type of brochure that you've seen in the hospital, that has to be written by a medical writer too. So medical device brochures, as well as patient brochures with information. We're also writing video or podcast scripts, as well as magazine articles, medical textbooks. We also do more visually appealing deliverables, so posters for conferences. We do PowerPoints. They're called slide decks. I call them fancy pants PowerPoints for doctors or pharmaceutical companies. So, I mean, and the list goes on and on. I just rattled off this at the top of my head. So once you really start to think about how wide this area is for different nurses and all of our different brains, there really is space for everyone. So I'm going to transition to my story real quick because I do have real life experience with this. I've been medical writing for about 6 years now. I do stay at the bedside in the limited capacity just because I like it. I enjoy it. I still really love clinical aspect, but I love medical writing. I love the freedom remote medical writing has given me, both financially and for my mental health. I love being able to switch back and forth, and I love that nursing is now my fallback plan. Nursing is my plan B, and medical writing is my plan A. That mindset shift was huge for me. So I've been doing this for 6 years, and I've written for a wide variety, including most of the deliverables that I spouted off in that really long list. So my biggest clients were Health.com, Medical News Today, Health Grades, Haymarket, GoodRx, Clue. Those are really big media companies, some of the biggest media companies in the world, and they all hire nurses. In fact, they look for nurses because they know we are field experts and we have all of those beautiful qualities that I listed. So we're able to see the big picture. We know accurate research. We know the importance of empathetic language. So they're excited to hire on a nurse. We have something that no one else has, right? We have clinical knowledge and something that no one else can take from us. So it's really important to remember your self-worth, especially when the clinical world is so fond of the phrase just a nurse. Like, oh, I'm just a nurse. You are a nurse. You are hardworking, you're smart, you're capable, and you're the backbone of so many areas. So loud and proud, because you will be welcomed into medical writing in so many other fields. I know I was. I've had interviews where, this is a direct quote, where I said I was a nurse and I worked with a particular type of patient. And they said, oh my gosh, you're a nurse and you write? and you've worked with our demographic, like, you're exactly who we're looking for. You're exactly who we're looking for. And man, if that didn't banish my imposter syndrome, like, I felt amazing after that. And that's a theme I've heard time and time again. People are excited to hear from us. So if you're unsure if this place is welcoming, it definitely will be. There's also a strong community of nurse writers who are published on multiple platforms. I really love LinkedIn for that. That's where I've connected with a lot of different nurse writers. You can connect with me, reach out to me on there. My name is Janelle McSwiggan, and I am so friendly and so ready to connect people with other editors, nurse writers, offer resources, and I also post daily tips on there too. I think LinkedIn is a great place for you to hop on and also see other nurses that are killing it in this field, because trust me, I am not the only nurse writer out there that is successful. Nurse writing has really opened doors to me that I had not thought was possible, and it gave me my life back. It gave me my mental health back in a way that I really didn't think was possible. I think I would have totally just left my nursing license behind. I was feeling so down and out about the career choice that I made. I left nursing school and I was so disenfranchised when I got to the bedside, and suddenly I had 22 patients and I barely had time to provide them with accurate, good care. This was not the nursing that I thought I was going to be entering. And medical writing really gave me the ability to keep my foot in the medical world, but not burn out, not despair that this was my only option and that I was just a nurse chained to the bedside forever. So that's medical writing in a nutshell. We will be going over the specific ways to get started in medical writing, including what niche you can enter, portfolio building, and specific smaller steps for those bigger steps, because it is kind of like, ooh, there's so much to do. So stick with me for that. We'll also be going over different areas of remote writing or remote nursing in case writing isn't quite your thing, but you're interested in one of the other areas that I talked about. And we're going to be having expert witnesses or expert nurses from those areas as well. To recap, nurse writing is a lucrative market with a wide base of specialties to support different nurses in their beautiful brains. And nurses have the basic skills needed to thrive in this area with no extra credentialing needed. So it makes sense that we're ready to dive into this area. Plenty of nurses that came before you can help you on your journey, including me or just the other nurse writers that I can connect you with. If you're interested, connect with me on LinkedIn, keep an eye on this space, and you can find my other resources at willowbarkwriting.com, including tons of free resources to support you on your journey. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me.